Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our fourth video on this channel, Phantom of Haunted Hill. Today we'll be discussing the Gore classic, Dr. Gore. Hopefully you can see that there. Dr. Gore, also known as Body Shop. If you remember back in the VHS days, the big boxes. I did have one in like a fool. I sold it like a fucking fool. What can you do? Hopefully I'll come across another one. Dr. Gore, of course, features J.G. Patterson, who wrote and directed and stars in it. Also stars Jenny Driggers and Roy Mahaffey. And it's pretty much kind of like the Frankenstein story. Dr. Gore, his wife dies. And he's very hurt and upset, and he becomes very lonely. Now, as a doctor, a scientist, he decides he's going to get some body parts and construct the perfect woman for him. So he orders bodies. They come through the mail, one body, and it's totally rigor mortis. It's really realistic looking. And they start, trying to move her body so that it's, straight instead of like this, like it was in the big box, in the big crate. And, they chop her up and use the parts that he needs. He goes to some restaurant, meets this girl, and you can't help but love the song by Bill Hicks. I think it's called, what is it called? I didn't even write it down. A Heart Dies Every Minute. Get it? So he meets this girl, and he basically gets her into his humble abode, into that beautiful little area they call the Mad Scientist Laboratory. And yeah, they chop her up. He keeps what he wants, throws the body parts he don't want in the acid vat. So, finally, Mrs. Gore is constructed. And the doc is very happy. He's got the beautifulest woman in the world. He created her. So he takes Greg, his assistant, who's like an Igor, with the big hump back. You got to see what happens to his hump. But I don't want to go giving everything away. So he goes, tells Greg he doesn't want her to see him. She's for him. And this is how it is. She's not to know that other men exist. Okay, so everything's fine, We go through various scenes. He's laughing with her, sitting on the couch, showing her books, teaching her how to read, and just like a little kid raising her. And of course, we don't see the big thing that we do understand by the end of the movie is that, obviously, he's a man, a beautiful girl here, constructed. Hey, he wants to teach her a little bit of nudge, winky, yeah. So, one day she accidentally comes across Greg. Well, Doc is not very happy, and he goes and attacks Greg, and Greg ends up in the acid vat. So, it eventually leads up to the end of the film, where she's outside. She comes across this truck driver, and what does she say? Oh man! So she's been taught to love the big you-know-what. And so she takes off with the truck driver. And the movie ends with our wonderful good old Doc in the mental asylum. It's a great movie. I love it. If you're into hardcore gore, like Herschel Gordon Lewis type. Matter of fact, I understand from the introduction, it's introduced by Herschel Gordon Lewis himself. And I think Herschel has said that Pat had worked on films with him doing gore effects. And how Pat upped the ante. They were like 2 gallons. And suddenly they were up to 15 gallons of blood. So yes, this is a 1973 film. Pat died in 1974. And if you do get a chance to come across it, it's known as, of course, Dr. Gore. I hope you guys can see that. Let's show you this here too, the back of the DVD. Because I don't have my big box anymore of VHS. So yeah, check this movie out. It's a great film. What else can I say? Me and my friend Dwayne watched it a long time ago when it was first released on VHS. And my friend Dwayne's dad was extremely offended. He didn't say a word to us. But as he was watching the girls getting chopped up, and it's like realistic here, he was just sitting there all uncomfortable. He was offended. You could see it in his face. It's like, well, hey, Pops, we didn't tell you to sit in that chair. You know what you was getting in for here. Anyway, yeah, great movie. So, hey, tell me what you think. Leave some comments. I know it's going to be slow getting the channel more widely known, so if you could help spread the word, that would be kick-ass. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm thinking about doing maybe 2 a week now. One of music. I have some killer interviews lined up. And once I figure out how to use this, but I just got to go through it and do it. I already know how to do it. So we're going to make this channel a lot more professional, a lot better. And the other videos will be like horror movies and stuff. Alright, so thanks for watching, and you guys, we'll see you next time.